This is Phil the Photon, and Phil has a goal. He wants to get from his light bulb to your eyes to help you see, except Phil doesn't know which way to go, so what does he do?
Simple. Phil decides to do some quantum wizardry to simultaneously explore every possible path before choosing the right one. Phil, that's never gonna work.
This may look like magic, but I'm going to prove to you all that it's just physics.
Phil exhibits a property called wave-particle duality, meaning he behaves both like a particle and a wave. When Phil and other photons act like waves, their wavelengths merge together in a process called interference, and depending on how they are aligned, they can either add or subtract together. If we fired Phil at a wall with two slits, we could calculate the odds of finding him on the other side by adding the amplitudes of each slit and squaring the result, because Phil's wave nature travels through both slits. If we add a third slit to this wall, not much changes. We just add 3 amplitudes and square. If we had 4 slits, we would add 4, for 5, 5, and so on. Hypothetically, if we add infinite slits so the wall disappeared, Phil's wave would still explore each spot in space as if there were slits. And hypothetically, we could add infinitely many of these walls. This would just be empty space, but logically, Phil must still explore each slit and therefore each path through space. So then, how does Phil decide on a path? Luckily, he has a trick up his sleeve. Picture each path as an arrow that spins very fast. For most paths, these arrows point in some random direction, but for a few special ones, they align. And remember how waves can interfere? Well, when we take the integral or add all the arrows together, all of the infinite paths pointing in random directions cancel out, leaving only a few arrows. And since these arrows are all facing the same direction, they add together. We then square to see the high probability that Phil follows these paths. From infinite possibilities, Phil was able to formulate or find the best paths. Okay, but why does it matter how Phil gets his directions? Well, Phil's method is not unique to photons. In fact, every single subatomic particle behaves like this, even matter particles. It's a fundamental property of our universe that feels magical, but yet is purely mathematical.